Good day. Well, here I am back again for the third time trying to read for you. My tablet just freaked out every time. As soon as I get going, it goes bzz, and then the camera stops and I have to start again. So I started 3 times. So this is the fourth time. Let's hope. I reinstalled the app. So let's see what happens. I hope you guys are all well. We are all well. Oma and myself had eye operations. We can see. We can see like eagles. We need no glasses, because have you ever seen an eagle with glasses? No. Well, we are in that league now. We can see without glasses. So anyway, so we've been doing Genesis. We started with creation, Adam and Eve, Noah, and the Tower of Babel. Then we started with Abram, called from the land Ur, and God called him to go to the promised land Canaan, and he promised, they made a promise, a covenant, that God promised him that he will have descendants as many as the sand of the sea. So that's what God promised, the covenant. Remember the covenant, how it worked? So now chapter 7 talks about how this promise is getting fulfilled. So God confirmed the promise of the descendants and the land to Abram. God instructed him. Now listen to this. Look up at the sky and count the stars, if indeed you can count them. Then he said to him, so shall your offspring be. So your descendants will be as many as the stars in heaven. Can't count them. And that is somewhere in Genesis 15. And then Abram believed the Lord. He knew that God kept his promises. And it's many times Abram did stuff because he believed in God. Since Sarai was still childless, she asked Abram to have a child with a slave girl, Hagar or Hagar. Abram agreed, and Ishmael was born. God later changed Abram's name to Abraham or Abraham, which means father of many nations, and promised that Sarah, formerly Sarai, remember her name, was also changed by God to Sarah, and he promised that she would have a son. I mean, otherwise, how would they have descendants if she can't bear a child of her own? So anyway, the Lord appeared to Abram near the oaks of Mamre. Now, the oaks of Mamre is like a wooded area in the mountains called Mamre. And he was accompanied by 3 men. During this visit, God promised Sarah a son, saying, I will surely return to you about this time next year, and Sarah, your wife, will have a son. Sarah laughed in disbelief. God then revealed his plan to destroy. God then revealed his plan to Abraham, to destroy the wicked cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. You heard of Sodom and Gomorrah. But Abraham was concerned, so he interceded, asking God to spare the cities for the sake of any righteous people. 2 angels were sent to Sodom and were sheltered by Lot, so they went to stay at his house. The city's people tried to harm the angels. They tried to kill them or capture them, but Lot looked after them. Then Lot and his family were compelled to flee before God destroyed the cities with fire and sulfur. So Lot and his family then had to run out of the city. Lot's wife, after being instructed never to look back, looked back, and what happened? She became a pillar of salt. She froze into a pillar of salt. Lot and his 2 daughters escaped to a cave. So, as promised, Sarah gave birth to Isaac a year later, just as God promised. And Isaac means laughter. Remember how Sarah laughed when she heard that she will have a child? She was 90, in the 90s, 95 or 94 or something like that. This was indeed the child of covenant, the child that was promised by God. When Ishmael mocked Isaac, Sarah insisted that Abraham send Hagar and Ishmael away. God told Abraham to agree. So Hagar and Ishmael wandered in the desert and were saved by an angel when they nearly died of thirst. So there's a whole story around that. Ishmael later on became the ancestor of the Arabs. So now God tested Abraham by telling him to offer his beloved son, Isaac. He must offer him as a sacrifice on the Mount Moriah. Abraham obediently traveled there, and Isaac asked while they were traveling, "My father, but where is the lamb that we are going to use for the burnt offering?" Abraham replied, "God himself will provide the lamb for the burnt offering, my son." And this is all in Genesis 22. Just as Abraham prepared to strike Isaac, an angel called from heaven, stopping him. This proved that Adam feared God. Abraham then sacrificed a ram caught in a thicket nearby instead of his son Isaac. Sarah died at the age of 127, now, which means that Isaac was about 35 or something like that. And she was buried by Abraham in the cave of Machpelah in Hebron. Now this was the only piece of the promised land that was owned by Abraham. So he only had that little piece that he bought in the promised land. The promised land itself still did not belong to Abraham. So this is the start of God's promise coming or going into fulfillment. God promised a descendant or descendants as many as the stars, but in the meantime, Abraham was alone with his wife and one son. Eventually, at 95 years old or something like that, they got the son Isaac, and nearly they lost him because he was going to be offered. But God just tested Abraham's belief in him. So this is the start of how God's covenant comes or starts to happen. So to get to a descendant or a nation that is more than the stars in heaven, it's going to take some time. Now we start with number 1, and that's Isaac. And from here, we will read further, because eventually the whole land of Canaan it's also part of the promise, must become their land. Their land, Canaan, with many, many, many descendants and people who will live there. But we'll read about that further next time, when we read about how Isaac grew older and found a wife and children and so on and so on. Okay, so that's it for today. I'm sorry yesterday was a bit of a longer read, but I tried to make it quick today. Remember, Open Oma love you too, and you must sleep tight and have a wonderful day tomorrow. Remember, we always think about you and pray for you and your parents. All right, take care. Love you too. Ciao.